D. It's me 5 at the door. All right. All right, you're good. You go inside. Good morning, everyone. I have 3 little monsters. I got a green one, I got a yellow one, and I got a blue one. You won't be able to see this, but I've got full-blown meltdown. I have now. Is this CYBORG9K?
Yes.
CYBORG9K, and then I have is it Acid Flashback at Nightmare Beach?
You got it. Hell yeah.
Oh my God. It's like, yeah, it's not Nightmare Beach. It's the whole thing. It's the Acid Flashback at Nightmare Beach. So why don't you everyone just kind of introduce yourselves and like, let's hear from the actual monsters themselves.
Yeah, who wants to go first? You want to go first, Lonnie?
Sure. I'm Lonnie Starscream. I make all the music in Nightmare Beach. The Acid Flashback at Nightmare Beach.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Just Nightmare Beach.
Is that something that like everyone looks for Nightmare Beach and is like, where are you? I'm only finding this Acid Flashback at Nightmare Beach. Is that you? I
get so many messages where people are like, I didn't even know you made music. I just thought you made funny videos on the internet. I'm like, all I talk about is the music though.
Hell yeah. And then Sky, are you still like, I talked to you last year. I feel like you're in the exact same position. This is the same couch. That's the same piano. Like, yeah, I'm so happy to like see you like in your zone.
This is just what I do. I'm here almost all the time recording stuff. I mean, when I get hungry, I have to stop to get food. When I get tired, I sleep. But yeah, I basically live in this chair. It's a different chair now. The other one broke.
Okay, awesome.
Well, it has like 3 wheels or something. I think 2 of them are missing, but it gets the job done. It supports my weight and the weight of a guitar if need be.
Hell yeah! And then Will, you're constantly traveling, but I always get you're still beautiful and you're still tall as fuck. So nothing hasn't changed apparently. So it's nice to see some consistency.
Oh yeah, homie. I mean, I legitimately, every time I talk to you, I'm in a new state, and I kind of love it. But
it's awesome. But like I said, so all 3 of you have come together to not necessarily form a super group, but perform like a super writing thing. Now, let me get this straight. Y'all 3 wrote 3 songs together and are releasing them as 3 songs by you 3, and it's not like under a new name.
So no, they're all of our songs, but we helped each other out with them.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
like one song, every single one of us is on the track.
Okay, hell yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, that's so. All of you come from. I listened to basically a lot of you 3 today. And it was just my first time listening to Acid Flashback Nightmare Beach. It's awesome. It's got there's this thing that all 3 of you kind of share, which is this frenetic kind of like post Don Metropolis, Anamanaguchi kind of thing, where like if the Venn diagram is like everyone kind of has a little bit of Anamanaguchi in like the center.
Yeah.
Now,
sure.
Who put this whole thing together? Who was reaching out to everyone? When did you give us a little bit of a timeline here?
Well, that was Lonnie. Lonnie legitimately, after Mollify dropped, hit me up and was like, "Hey, I want to do a split with you." And I was just like, let's fucking do it. And then I was like, hey, I have another person that I'd really like to get involved with this. And that was when I messaged Sky and was like, hey, could we get a Cyborg track on here too?
Oh, hell yeah. I think that it makes so much sense because there's something all 3 of y'all are doing so much similar sounding stuff. I think there's a lot of electronic stuff that all of you do. If like, Will, Full-Blown Meltdown is kind of like this. Again, it's fast. It still has electronics, but it's still like guitar focused. And then, Cyborg is I thought this was a Huachuca Aerostat record until I had to find it through the Cyborg thing. And so was that intentional or is it like, why did you kind of go into this thing as a Cyborg project?
So it's actually simple and kind of funny. People don't know how to spell Huachuca and they don't know what an aerostat is. So
you know what? There it is. I think
the most common thing when I would tell people my project is they don't know how to spell it. And I'm like, well, I should probably pick something that's like, you know, a little easier to spell. If people are from Southern Arizona, they probably know what like the Huachuca Mountains are and they know like what the reference is. But to most people, it's hard for them to find and it's hard for them to pronounce. And I was like, yeah, I didn't think of that really. I didn't think that not everyone is from that region and they don't all know what that is.
Oh my God. All right, well, so that makes sense. It's like you're not shuffling under the rug. You're just putting it in a different cabinet and kind of redoing. Oh shit, I think we just lost Will. That is okay. We will get him back in just a second. So that's cool that you're doing. So your big focus now is back to like CYBORG9K.
Yeah, it was a nice to kind of step away from that for a little bit and just try to make something that was a little bit of a different style. It's a little bit I don't exactly know how it's different, but it feels different to me, at least in my head.
Yeah, I would say it's like it's you literally just let it kind of evolve and cook for a second. And like I don't think it's a problem that Huachuca Aerostat was like a step away for you to get to where you are with Cyborg. Like, exactly.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a needed like break. I was in a huge rut with Cyborg, like production wise and like thematic wise. I was getting bored with it, and like I was like, oh man, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. But then after I stepped away for a while, I was like, you know what, I do want to do this still. I do like this project as well. So
well, I remember, the Huachuca Aerostat project, which again, everyone needs to fucking listen to this. It is so good. It reminded me more of like, I think the last time we talked about it, it was you have such a doo-wop kind of like inspiration, and even in your new record, there's still kind of like this. I think it's the way I like to explain it's like a doo-wop format. It's like you're using those kind of chord changes,
and song structures. A lot of dominant sevens, a lot of like ascending sort of like stepwise motion in the harmonies. Like I was listening to a lot of like doo-wop and furry rave music for a while I made that. And so it kind of like came together in addition to like my guitar kind of stuff.
You have like kind of a modern like Beach Boys thing going on, which is like it's like a robot Beach Boys. Like that is it's honestly so sick. Like there's like on a style level, like everyone needs to listen to your new record. Please go check it out. It's so good. But now, if y'all figured out that y'all sounds are going to be like working together, what was it like on the writing end for all three of you? Were you all just like in, the Google Drives, just like a little bit of organization, just sending demos and just like, I like what you did here, so I'm going to add this and all this is great. You should do this.
Well, I would say Lonnie and Sky and me, we probably sent each other like 15 songs and we were like, but this is going to be a good one, or this will be a good one. And it was so funny because we kept changing throughout the past 10 months and being like, yeah, we're going to use this song for this one. No, just kidding. We're going to use this song for this. No. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to use either of those. And literally the last song that I sent them, I hadn't even sent either of them until last month. And then Lonnie was the same way. Lonnie, you sent so many tracks in the group.
I sent like 15 or 20.
Incredible. What the fuck?
I made like 6 or 7 albums since I moved to this new house.
That's insane. So did it feel like it was more like peeling away the onion and trying to get to the fucking juicy center, and like where it's like, okay, yeah, the first one is the warm-up song, like so was the 5th and so was the 7th.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it was so no, go ahead,
Lonnie. Like, oh my God, so much better than my song. Now I have to write a fucking better song because theirs are so much better.
Oh, I like the competitive nature of it. Where it's like, you have to be nice, like, oh, it's so good. And then cry, you're like, I'm gonna fucking make a better song.
The first one I sent was like a song that wasn't good enough to be on Jazz, and then I was like, well, I can't use that now because their songs are so fucking good that I have to like write something that doesn't suck.
I think that like if you find the right group of people, I think that maybe that's how like the Nashville music singer-songwriter stuff works, where it's like all these people are in a room writing songs with each other, and it's just like, oh, I'm gonna do better than that one, and I'm gonna do better than that one. I'm gonna get deeper. I'm gonna get more inward. And I think that all three of you in the genre, there's got to be some name for you, all three of you, that like, because you all touch on this thing, and I've been thinking about it all this whole podcast of like, what's this thing that you guys are doing? This fast, frenetic, happy, sad, self-destructive. It's all incredible. Like, but it's so cool to see all three of you working together, coming from like completely different parts of the country. Thank you, internet. Thank you, Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, do this. What is kind of like now? Is there any themes on all three of these songs that you all are sharing together, or did you all write lyrics separately, or did you all write lyrics together?
That's a weird question. Yeah, depression. Literally, that's a great way of saying it. Every single song has something to do with depression.
A lot of getting like older as well. I mean, all three of us are to different degrees have sort of aged past the like 19, 20, like, young, like ready to take on the world sort of thing. I mean, I always feel like so old, and like I'm only 27, and it already, with like the way the music kind of scene is structured like these days, it really does feel like a teenager's game. I mean, you have like Netspin like flying over the like desert or whatever, and like
I will say this. Will and me specifically, I'll own this. I'm almost fucking 37. Starting an emo band at 33 was a big fucking choice of mine. That was a choice.
I was the same way, Christy. I was 35 when I decided to start Full Blown Meltdown.
Dude, it's like there's something special about saying fuck the whole thing. And saying like, no, it does not matter how old we are when we decide to do this shit. It's like you're 27, you have 10 more years until like you're my age starting a podcast about DIY people and only talking to people in their 20s.
Yeah, I think of this, you might have seen it, that LCD Sound System video where he talks about like failure, and at the end he says like there's some guy talking to me and he's like, oh, I'm so old, and it's like this 27-year-old dude, and he's like, dude, I didn't release Losing My Edge until I was 32. Like I had 5 more years of like abject like complete failure, so like you're doing great.
Yeah, it's like, listen, you expect to fail a little bit more because then it's gonna fucking pop the fuck off. Like I was talking to Madison from Ogbert, and he was like, I'm so old, I've been doing this for so long, I'm 27 years old. And it was in like, if you think about all of that, like, first of all, homie's been doing this shit since he was before he was 20. Like he's been doing this for so long. Everyone's been doing this for so. Will's been doing this since he was in probably high school, right? You've been doing this You've been doing it for probably 20 years.
Yeah, same. Like I've been actively producing stuff since I was like 13 with like cracked FL Studio on my old computer.
We're all gonna be like making stuff well into our 50s. We're all gonna be going, like, this DIY Twitter community is gonna be going to each other's funerals when we're in like 30 or 40 years. Like, and it's gonna be live streamed, and we're gonna be like, we're all here, we're still here. Like it's nice to know that like everyone can still come together and do these kind of things. What do you think was the most exciting thing about starting this?
Oh gosh, that's so difficult. Lonnie, you were the one that started this all. This was all your choice.
I was gonna do a split earlier in the year, and then like one of the bands ended up canceling, and it never came out as a split. They just decided to release it as like separate singles. So then I was like, well, now we have to do a split because like my split plan fell through. And this one's better anyway because we wrote all the songs together. So it's like, it ended up working out.
Yeah, I think that's so cool. And I like that. Were you trying to check off some kind of box in your head about doing the split?
I don't collaborate with enough people, I feel like. I mean, I've collaborated with a couple people on the Nightmare Beach records, but I usually just do everything myself. So I figured it was time to like collaborate with people because every time I've done it, it's really fun. It just doesn't happen because I live in like the middle of nowhere. Like an hour outside of St. Louis.
I think you guys found the thing. The reason you guys worked really, really well together is everyone's been doing this alone in a weird way.
Yep. That's actually why I wanted to do it with Lonnie and Sky in the first place, was because I don't think I would have collabed with anyone else for a split, because legitimately having other solo artists to be able to talk to, like, I don't have to talk to Lonnie's band. I don't have to talk to Sky's band, throw ideas out. I literally can talk to Lonnie and Sky, and we made each other so much better through this. It was crazy. Like, legitimately, there were so many times that I would send a song to them and think to myself, damn, like what Lonnie was saying earlier, I think to myself, damn, this is not good enough. Like, what they did was so much better. I have to do better. So I literally just kept on trying harder and harder and harder to match their energy. And it felt so nice knowing it was just the three of us. There was nobody else in the background.
Yeah, I think that's really, really cool that you guys kind of figured that out. Not only are you all doing very, very similar sounds in certain cases, but you're all doing this kind of by yourself. That is kind of remarkable. And was there a kind of a moment where like in the beginning where you everyone decided, yeah, this is not only going to work, but it's going to be some of the best work we've ever done?
Yes, actually, for me, if I can say this, Sky sent us in the group chat Clinical Trials, which is where we got the name for the actual split for Once in My Life. And I remember hearing it for the first time in its demo form and thinking, what the fuck? Like, this is that track. And then it's so funny because Sky doesn't even know this, but Lonnie re-recorded the second chorus and is on that track. And then I am in the bridge. I didn't want to tell Sky, and I didn't want to tell Lonnie that Sky is also going to be on 15 by 15 because I kind of liked having it in the background.
Wait, so hold on. Are you telling me that there's shit on these songs that none of you know about yet?
Yeah.
The person who did it knows about it, but not the other two. Yeah.
Shut up. That's so weird, you guys.
It's gonna be fucking sick when we all hear the finished product, because I'm going in to do the finished product next week. I'm going in with the guy that's mastering and mixing and everything, and that's Tony. And he's going to take care of all that stuff for us and put it all together. And then we're all going to get to hear it together, which is going to be so sick.
There's very few times where you get to kind of see the inspiration. Like, I feel like my eyes just fucking dilated and like everything just started zooming out. Like there is something so. And I think more people need to be doing what you all just did. I've never heard of anything like this before. It's so inspiring to say, like, you get to make everything and send it off, but you don't really get to hear it back at the end. I think that more people and bands and everyone needs to just like make stuff and you give it to like a handler.
Yep.
And then that handler gets to decide, hey, you're redoing this second chorus. You're doing this. And not telling the original people. Like, y'all decided to do this kind of cool jigsaw puzzle where even at the end product, you get to like experience it almost as an audience member.
Yeah, I was literally thinking that. Like, how often do you get to like hear your own song from an outside perspective? Like, almost never.
No,
like,
this is like, I think this is gonna like, I'm completely blown away. Like, I have chills running down my whole body. Like, I think that there's something truly fascinating about this. Where did the idea come from to like was it kind of accidental that like you didn't tell the other people about the new thing, or was this just kind of everyone just deciding that all together?
We're just silly. Like, we like surprises.
Literally. That's really what it is. And legitimately, like, I had messaged Lonnie separately and Sky separately and asked them if they'd be on each other's tracks. And then Lonnie had already gone and recorded her part, and then Sky hasn't even recorded the one part yet in 15 by 15, and we go into mix and everything next week. So it's going to be wild.
It's fine. I work fast. I'm not worried about that. I remember
Holy shit, y'all. That is
Will sent me I think it was the track he was doing, and he was like, "Hey, could you do the first verse here and like these little background vocals?" And I sent him later that night. I was like, "Yeah, I also did like background vocals here and like some stuff here and like a harmony here." Like just took it upon myself to add a bunch of other stuff.
And I loved it. It was so crazy because it was like you said, Christy, like I was hearing my song for the first time. Like all the harmonies and everything that Sky did were so much cooler and so much different than what I would have done that I was like, oh my God, like this is so crazy.
Did when hearing the new stuff, did it end up changing the way you moved forward with the track?
Not the way I did, because I loved the way this guy did everything. Like,
well,
there
did
was
it make you want
nothing
to change it? Did it make you want to change like the way, like, so you saw a trajectory, you were getting ready to do the next thing, and then you hear somebody else's stuff. Did it make you change trajectory with the thing that you wanted to do?
No, because I had already put all my parts down. So I was
okay,
like,
cool.
Yeah, they already all seemed to like kind of fit super well. Where it's like, I don't know what I would even change, you know?
It's like you all found the same gravity and you all found the same railroad track to kind of land together, but still don't know what the end product sounds like.
Yep.
Which, what the fuck, you guys? I'm sorry. You guys are crazy. That's so crazy. I'm so inspired. There's got to be some way to do that with so many other different bands. And maybe even break it down further with like, everyone send demos, and then like it has to be on like just a shitty guitar demo, and then someone starts arranging, and then someone adds this, and then someone adds this. Like let's not even hear the end product until like we just individually have to send individual. Like, all right, that's I'm inspired. I'm probably gonna like do something with that. That's just too cool.
This is the closest I felt like to being in a band.
Yeah,
in a decade.
Wait, that's the whole thing. You guys got to be in a band.
Yep, literally.
That's why it was different and fun. Holy shit.
That's so funny. And okay, yeah, there's something about y'all's the energy here and the collaboration that is so inspiring. I think all three of you are so fucking talented to want to do this. First of all, and this was over the last year
since October.
Holy shit! Will it be about a year on release?
Will it be what?
Will it be kind of exactly almost a year?
since conception, I believe so.
That's kind of cool. That's a good fucking year, you guys.
Yeah.
Now when it comes to like the the world after the release, what about this is going to kind of like change how you're doing stuff in the future? Is there going to be, are you going to want to collaborate more, or do you think that like this was a one-time thing? Are you guys going to be pushing for like music video? Are you guys going to be trying to do anything specific with this project that like for the future? Because there's usually, it's not like people are just releasing something, unless y'all are just doing this where y'all are just releasing something to the world. Here's a present, thank you. Or is there like marketing, promotion, or anything after that y'all are going to be working on?
Oh, there's a ton.
Anything and everything. Like,
yeah, literally. We're working on so much stuff. And by we're working on so much stuff, I mean, I'm working on marketing bullshit. Lonnie is working on all the art and everything. And Sky literally is just the genius that gave us the track that I love so much that I think the world is going to be obsessed with. And it's going to be like what we're using to market this. But I also think that we're going to work together in the future. At least me, Sky, and Lonnie will do something together in the future again, because I loved this. I had so much fun with it.
So my I don't have a lot of secrets. I leak everything. But one of the things that I think that is really fascinating, and I think that everyone getting a chance to work with you, Will, one thing that I know about you, Will, is that you play everything close to the fucking chest.
Yeah.
No one, and actually no one does it more than you. I will always tell everyone that Will's got fucking secrets, dog. Will's got secrets. Will knows a lot more than that he lets on. I'm really fascinated by kind of the rest of y'all's year. So we're gonna I think everyone needs to just kind of like watch and wait. I think it's just your Twitter in itself. It's always like a little sneak peek on like stuff that you've got going on. Now, individually, what is everyone doing like kind of, outside of this is, Sky, you've released this killer new record. Will, you're in season 2 of Will. And Lonnie, like, when it comes to y'all's stuff, like, do you have anything coming on outside of this as well?
I have a song coming out tomorrow that I made like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, Jesus, what?
And it's a banger, Christy. It's a banger.
Is that the one I heard too, Lonnie?
It's the first Farmlining song.
Yes, that one's really good. I'm really excited.
Farmlining?
Yeah, I made it's not country music, but it's not country music either.
Yeah. I live in Nashville, so that's real.
Yeah.
That is super real.
Listens to Linderman once and makes a country song.
Now,
listens to what
once? MJ Linderman.
Okay, you cut out a little bit. I was like, yeah, that makes sense for sure.
It's so funny. I have seen that and read that name, I think 100 times, and I still have yet to like listen to it. I think I need to sit down and actually listen to MJ.
It's so good. Good.
So one thing that Sky and I talked a lot about last time we talked a year ago was our obsession with like bro country. Is this bro country?
Could be.
Is it not? Okay, cool.
It's not exactly not bro country.
Like we talked about our love for Hardy, and we're waiting for Hardy to release new music. Like that shit's like the best shit ever.
Yes, I'm a big like bro country fan. Maybe not for like the same reasons a lot of people are, but it seems it's like very theatrical. It's very much like it is not real country. These people aren't like throwing hay bales and stuff. It's like a Broadway performance of like all of the core concepts that make the idea of like the American like country boy. And it's like they're playing dress up and like and like making
we talked
so fun.
It's wrestling. Bro country is just
pro wrestling.
It's just wrestling.
Holy shit.
It's so good.
When you look at it through that lens, it's like so much more enjoyable than these Debbie Downers. Like, yeah, that's not real country. That's some rich kid. It's like, yeah, it's funny and it's like silly.
He's just doing a bit.
So you've got this thing, Farmlining, coming out. Will, again, I'm just going to assume you're playing everything close to the chest. Do you want to say anything that's like, because this is going to come out, and I think like it's September 12th right now. I'm going to wait probably a couple weeks for this episode. If you're doing any kind of announcements in the next 2 weeks, you can say it now.
Okay, well, after this comes out, I have a surprise thing dropping on New Year's Day. That's all I'll say.
Okay, Jesus. Okay, all right. Okay, that's I'll have to process that, because I think everyone's excited just in general for things that you release. So that's really, really cool. You're a marketing kind of professional. So that's
thanks, dude.
Now these songs, I want to play one of them. And that's why I'm going to wait a couple of weeks so we have like one of them. What song of the 3 that you're going to release would you like to hear on the podcast?
Ooh. So here's the thing. As much as I love Clinical Trials, it's the longest song. And then I think my song is probably the most hectic song. And I think Lonnie's is the most in the middle, perfect like balance of what the split is. So 15 by 15 is probably the one to put here, because I love that song.
What do y'all think?
That one's really good. I think if there's going to be one, if there's one to build hype for everything, I think it would be that one. I think it's like very emblematic of the general sound of sort of the project and everything.
Well, shit. Now I can pick a different song.
Yeah, no matter what you pick, the weight of the group, the holy triangle, they've already decided for you.
Yep.
All right, so here is 15 by 15 from these three little monsters.
Okay, so sorry to interrupt because there's been a change of plans. After talking to these three homies, they wanted to premiere a snippet of all three. So, and I know it's crazy to me too. So I'm just gonna start. This is Petunia Potts.
Guess that's something we'll never get to see. Well, fuck.
This song is called 15 by 15. This next song is called Clinical Trials. Okay, I think that's a pretty good taste of this fucking thing. I'm so hyped about it. Hope you are too. Now, back to the actual podcast.
Thank y'all so much for jumping on here. I think that everyone needs to get together and film something, do something really special this, because I think this is one of the most interesting things to happen to DIY in a really, really long time, specifically with y'all's sound. And I think that all of you are some of the best songwriters in the fucking business. So I'm so impressed by how all of this has turned out over a course of a year, and your patience, and I'm so proud of all of you. This is so cool.
Thanks. Christy.
Well,
yeah, and thanks for having us on too.
Yeah, no, I'm just so happy that I could get all three of you together on something, so we could all talk about how cool you are, because that's just what it's all about. So I'm gonna leave it here. You guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Okay, we'll talk to you soon.
You too, Christy. See ya.
You have a good
Bye,
day.
Bye, Christy. Yo, Sky, Lonnie, thank you guys for doing this.